Hey guys, it's Bar, and we're going to be reading The Raven. Now, if you suddenly hear a screaming of a cat, that's Iris. She does believe that she is dying unless I am holding her. Here we go. Now, I do apologize for my voice ahead of time. I'm sick. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, midnight dreary. Could that be a bleak setting? Could that be a bleak setting? I think that could be a bleak setting. So we're gonna add our comment, and we're gonna be like bleak setting. Now, for those of you that don't know what that means, it means it's raining, midnight, and we're gonna get in a second we're gonna realize it's fall. Okay, or sorry, it's winter. Again, very sick, my loves. While I pondered weak and weary over many quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at the chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember, it was bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my books a surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore. Okay, we're going to grab this puppy. Ah, distinctly I remember. It was bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrote its ghost upon the floor. Now let's comment on that one. We can definitely go for bleak setting again, or gloomy mood, because what he says next is really, really good. Okay, so the fire is going out, and the sparks or the embers from the fire are popping out of the fireplace, and burning small scorches. Oh God, I have to remember how to spell that. Go me on the floor. I am just, ooh, guys, I'm so sick, okay? Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my books a surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. So we're going to grab these. Vainly I sought to borrow from my books a cease of sorrow. So we're going to grab that, and we're definitely going to comment. So he is trying to forget. Oh, so we can do better than that. Sorry for my lost Lenore. There we go. Let's grab all of that. And we're going to comment. So he is trying to distract himself from losing his lost love, Lenore. Now, I'm going to give you guys a second, and I'm going to think this might have something to do with theme. Do we remember a theme that has something to do with losing your love? I think that might be something there. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me and filled me with fantastic terrors that I never felt before. So that now, my heart, still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. 'Tis some late visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. It is, and nothing more." So, right now, right here, he's having a little moment because he's been reading something scary. And the knock startles him. And here we see that he's going, okay, it's nobody's there. It's not a ghost. It is someone visiting me. Now, why somebody would be visiting you at midnight is pretty much a really bad thing. So, but still he thinks that. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, I said, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is that I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Okay, we're going to grab this puppy, because this is the first time that darkness or black is being used over and over and over again. So we got darkness / black. So he opens the door, and there ain't nothing there. So that's a little scary, because, you know, what knocked? Deep into the darkness, peering. There's darkness again. Long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal had ever dreamed before. So, again, we've got darkness. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and only word there was spoken was the whispered word, Lenore? This I whispered, and the echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. So, something talked back to him, okay? So we have to wonder, why does he think it's Lenore? If she is dead. And also, it is Lenore if she is dead, yeah. Also, big question here is, who is whispering back? Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, I said, surely this is something at my window lattice. Let me see then there what that is, and this mystery explore. Okay, window lattice, my little ones, just a little vocab. Windows were put together in diamonds because putting huge panes of glass, wrong pane bar of glass, was expensive. That way, if it broke, it would only be a little small part that broke. If you guys take a look at it, just real quick. They look a little something like this. They're small pieces that you can easily replace. Back over here. Surely, let me see then there what that is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Okay, so now we say, okay. Okay. There's a storm. And the wind is tapping a branch on my window. Now, he's still not addressing the fact that somebody whispered in the hallway, but we're moving on. Open here I flung the shutter, with then a many flirt or flutter, there stood a stately raven in the saintly days of yore. No, at least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped nor stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas upon my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Okay, so we got some serious, like, imagery in here. And, well, one, raven. Ooh, come here. Comment. Okay, the ravens, blackbirds. At this time, they are popular pests, as they can be taught to talk. They historically have been noted to be messengers from the afterlife and the familiars of witches. Now, the thing is, and shall we say pets? We'll say pets, because evidently I'm having issues with spelling today. Now, the thing with ravens back then, they were seen in by the Greco-Romans to be messengers from Hades. They were huge birds. They're not like the crows that we see in California. And their carrion, they do eat, they scavenge meat. Well, scavenge anything, actually. And the really horrible thing is that they were actually taught to talk. They would clip their tongues, and then that would allow them to actually get all the way up to humanoid speech. And if you couldn't afford a parrot, and you didn't want something that's going to live for 100 years, you'd end up with a raven. Now, then we have this Pallas. So, Pallas is Athena. So some of you guys are named that. Now, this is the goddess of wisdom. And it is supposed to be a sign that the bird is knowledgeable. Now, this is in the narrator's mind. In the narrator's mind, oh, since it's sitting on Pallas, it must, like, know stuff. I have no idea why we'd come up with that, but there we have it. Then this ebony, okay, ebony bird beguiling. Okay, ebony bird, okay, again, we've got darkness. Beguiling my sad fancy into smiling. So he's kind of freaked out. He is so surprised and confused, he smiles. So he's like, okay, hey little birdie, what you doing there? By the grave and stern decorum and continence at war. Thou crest be short and shaven, thou art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering upon the nightly shore. Tell me what your lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Well, the night's Plutonian shore, if you've ever read your Greek mythology, you know that this is a black sand beach that's on the shore of the river Styx. So again, darkness. And then every time it says nevermore, we're going to explain what it means, okay? So in this particular one, this nevermore is, he asks its name, and it replies. Okay? So it goes, okay, what's your name? And it says nevermore. And he's like, okay, wait a minute, your name is what now? Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though the answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being has ever yet been blessed in seeing a bird above its chamber door. A bird or beast above the sculptured bust above its chamber door with a name such as Nevermore. So, at first he's really surprised. The bird talks so clearly. So, and he's like, okay, no bird is ever named Nevermore. That's not a pet's name, dude. But the raven, still lonely on the pallid bust, spoke only that one word, as if its one soul that one word did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather that he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow you will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. So we're going to grab that puppy right there. And we're going to comment. So he goes back to being sorrowful. You guys would use the word emo about the fact he has lost all his hopes. Oh, no, don't show that again. And friends. Nobody gets to laugh. I'm so tired and I have COVID and I'm just trying to get through this for you guys, okay? Comment. Okay. Quoth the raven, nevermore. So he says that's an answer to what he says. That's what freaks him out. He says the bird will leave. And he says nope. So he says, oh, you're going to leave me. He's like, no, nevermore. He's like, what? Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken, doubtless I said, that it utters its only stock and store. So he's like, okay, that's the only word you know. He says, this is the only word it knows. Caught from some unhappy master, from unmerciful disaster, followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope and one melancholy burden bore, of never more. So what he thinks is, okay, you gotta hit the bird. Sorry guys, so tired. The bird had a master who was incredibly depressed. And used the word nevermore so much that it is the only word the bird knows. Okay, so he's like, okay, you just had a super emo owner. That's why you're this way. But the raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled the cushioned seat in front of bird, bust, and door. Then upon the velvet lining sinking, I betook myself into linking fancy into fancy, thinking of what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim-gassed, gainly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant by croaking nevermore. Okay, so this is where he kind of loses it. Okay, so he goes back to being amused. He's like, okay, what are you doing? What? But when he straight wheeled the cushion kid in front of bird doors. So he puts his full attention on the bird. This is where things go wrong. Okay, and now he's consumed with wondering why or what the bird means. Now, up to this point, he's sane. He's sitting there going, okay, this is just somebody's pet. Pardon me, guys. Oh. He's like, this is just some guy's pet. This has, there's tons of reasons why this bird would act this way. And now he's like, no. I'm going to try to figure out why this bird would come to me and why it's saying these things. This is the last time he's going to have, like, a rational thought. Here we go. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosoms. Oh, there's those fiery eyes! Remember we talked about the eye thing? Gothic? Authors loved giving the villain fiery eyes. So that might give us a clue as to who the villain's going to be. This side I sat more divining, with my head eased and reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight oated o'er, but whose velvet lining with lamplight gloated o'er, she shall press, oh, nevermore. Okay, so this is Lenore's chair. He is sitting in, and he begins to think of her again. So everything always comes back to Lenore. Sorry. Think. Then methought the air grew denser, purifying from unseen censor, swung by seraphim. Those are angels. Let's comment, because you know that the Gothics love angels. Whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Okay. We're gonna grab this. Now, the air grew denser, perfume from some unseen censor. He smells her perfume. But instead of being rational and realizing the chair is hers and would smell like her, he blames it on angels visiting. Wretch, I cried, oh, thy God hath let thee. By these angels he has sent thee. Respite, respite, then nepenthe, for my memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh, quaff the kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. So he asks, is there something I can take and forget how much I loved Lenore? And the bird says nope. Nope. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempest set or whether tempest tossed thee ashore, desolately all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home of horror haunted. Tell me, truly I implore, is there a balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. So I do like he does this, prophet still of bird or devil. So now it went from this is somebody's pet. Okay, so the Raven, and we do capitalize it because that's the character's name, goes from being a lost pet to a prophet who is supposed to help him in his grief. Now, this is not normal. He goes from rational thoughts to this bird is somehow sent from God really quickly. And so we all have to sit there and go, what? What? And then he asks again. Is there anything that will make me feel less grief? Raven? Nope. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, by the heaven that bends us, by the God who we both adore. Tell the soul of sorrow laden, if within this distant Aden I shall clasp the sainted maiden, who the angels name Lenore. Perhaps the rare and radiant maiden who the angels name Lenore. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. Okay. This one's bad because he says, okay, since there's nothing I can take and there's no way I'll ever feel less grief, tell me, will Lenore and I be together in heaven? So he's like, that we'll be together in heaven, right? And the Raven says no. Now, this is where some critics think that he might have killed Lenore. Because why wouldn't he be with Lenore? Well, that would be because he's going to hell. Sorry, guys. And so, therefore, if he's going to hell, why is he going to hell? Why does he think that it's Lenore talking in the hallway? Why is he so obsessed with Lenore? Why does he want to know about Lenore? Could it be that he killed Lenore? So some people think that. Not everybody. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I've shrieked of starting. Get thee back to the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave me no black plume. Okay, we got black plume. There's darkness again. Oh, sorry. Capital locks. Of the token that thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust of my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. So, he calls him a liar. And tells him to get lost. Raven? Nope. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. Ooh, I like it. But again, hey, we might have ourselves a gothic villain, huh? We got those fiery eyes again. He drives the narrator mad. Has demon eyes. And seems to know about what happened to Lenore. Sorry, drives. And the lamplight o'er his streaming throws the shadow on the floor. There's darkness again. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. So, we see this is the narrator's final descent into madness. Sorry. His grief consumes him, and he is left I swear. This bar is so sick. And he is left depressed, alone, and hopeless. Now, with that being said, my beloved ones, it is really sad because at the end, that's his final descent into madness. So up here, we see like he's a perfectly normal person, and he's like making sense, and he's understanding that this bird just got thrown in because it's been raining, and it's a pet, and that's why it talks, and then it just descends into madness, and at the end, he is forever trapped in the shadows on the floor. His soul will never rise. He will never get better from any of this. Now remember, we do not use Poe. We use the narrator because it's called a pathetic fallacy when you use the author to be the person speaking. It's not. It's the narrator. Now, I absolutely adore you guys, and I will see you as soon as I can. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.